Hey everybody, happy Thursday night. It is Team Inspire Team Zoom, and each week we have a different topic we have tackled technology and broken down some of those things. And so this evening I wanted to invite Ronda Glanzer to be on. And actually she and I had chatted earlier this week. And Ronda is a dear friend, another promoter. She is a side sister to us. She's on a different team and leg. She's over there in Lindsay's world in a way. And but I asked her to come on tonight because Ronda, there's Straight.
Straight has to make his appearance.
Yes, named for George Strait, if you didn't know that. And so Ronda has had a lot of success with customers, orders, the whole 9 yards. And so I'm going to go through and ask her some questions. These are some questions that I have a feeling that y'all are asking yourselves and so forth. And this is going to be recorded. It's being recorded. It's going to go in the YouTube channel, and then I will share it into our team page so that y'all can watch it at any point in time. So Rhonda, tell us just really quickly how you started thriving, and then let's go into the questions.
Okay, well, I am just, I think, a couple of days away from my 8-year Thrive anniversary when I ordered and clicked the promoter button all at one time. But before Thrive, exhausted veterinarian, lived on Mountain Dew, queen of the snooze button, queen of 2 to 3 hour naps and an off day, and busting out of my clothes. And I saw a friend share about this Thrive stuff, and I thought she was crazy. But then one day she did a post about weight loss. And when you're busting out of your scrubs and you either need to go buy bigger clothes or you've got to do something to get the weight off, you start asking questions. Won't lie, I was a skeptic. But day 1, I love the simplicity. Day 3, I woke up before my alarm clock. I didn't need any Mountain Dew. Day 10, I just remember telling Meredith that, well, the weight loss was truly why I tried the product, and I was noticing the difference in how my scrubs are fitting. It was the energy that I loved the most. And 8 years later, I will still tell you the energy is thebomb.com, and I'm not going a day without my products.
Exactly. I was just talking with another promoter, and she's like, I've got to have a colonoscopy next month. She's like, I'm trying to figure out how many days to take off. I said 3. Okay. So over the last few months, actually the last year, I have seen you gain customers right and left. First of all, I want you to share, I'm going to ask you this. Do you go live every single day somewhere in your stories, reels, or your main feed?
Probably not every single day, but I would probably tell you at least 3 to 5 days a week between a story, a live on Facebook, or something in a reel where now maybe it's funny, maybe it's Thrive, but I would say minimum 3 to 5 days a week.
Awesome. Well, and like we've heard, we may have Susie Q that only jumps on social media 1 day a week. And if that's not the day that you've got something in there that's Thrive related or what have you, they're not ever going to see it. Okay. All right. So I know the biggest question is, number one is, how do you find people? You may have already, exercised out of your warm market, which is the people who you know and so forth. But how is it that you find people that,
Well, I'm going to tell you, there's probably several things that play a role in this. The last 2 to 3 months, I have become very bold. When I see somebody post about being tired, living on caffeine, having digestive issues, not sleeping well, I kind of comment or something on the post, but I go straight to their messenger and say, hey, I saw your post about being an exhausted mama. I don't know if you're familiar with the Thrive stuff I do, but I'm telling you, you would love the energy. I started Thrive because a mama of 5 started sharing about how it gave her energy. If you're open to me sending information, and I use those words, if you're open, I didn't come up with them. I use them from some training. I can't even tell you who, but if you'd be open to me sending you some information, can you drop me your email address and your phone number? When they do, they get a free customer account. And then I say, here's how you log into your account. When you log in, click on Thrive, click on the Thrive experience, and you can learn about Thrive Elite or Thrive Classic. Please let me know when you were able to get into your account. I end it with a question. Now, I'm also tracking that, who did I set up those accounts for? So if they don't reply in a couple of days, guess what? I'm sending them a message. Hey, did you have a chance to get into your account yet? So that is one of the ways, is by being bold and messaging people direct. I use polls in my stories. I am a sponsor for my barrel racing group. So perk of being a sponsor when you have a business is you can post on their Facebook page. Now, I am not obnoxious. I also do Coggins, which is a blood test on horses. I do it at the races. So before every race, I'm posting about that. And usually once to twice a month, I will post something about a Thrive special. I posted one this week, and it was about new product coming soon, the hormonal balance thing for women in pre-menopause and post-menopause. Let me know if you want to be on my VIP list. Also, I have this Thrive promo going on. Well, I have a new account today that came from somebody who commented on that. And if somebody asks me a question, they're going to have an account.
Mm-hmm. And now technically we don't necessarily, do you always get their phone number?
Yes, because you still have to put something in those.
You have to put something in there, and you want to be able to have a way to access who that person is other than just email. Now, when they tell you their email address and you go in, because this is something that we've all encountered, when you go in to create that that account, that free link. But by the way, I love your wording of, are you open to? I use that as well, and that way it doesn't feel threatening. When you go in to create their customer account, what if it says their email address is already in use? What do you do then?
I'm usually doing two things at the same time. One is I message the person and say, hey, I tried to create your account, but it says your email address in use. Do you recall over the last 10 years, have you ever set up a Thrive account, even if you don't order? Even if you didn't order, most of the people don't remember whether they did or not. Hang on one second. I got to let my dog out. He's at the door.
And the reason that it says email is already in use is because there can only be one account set up per email. And so that's why it will pop up with account is already in use, or that email is already in use.
Okay. So while I'm waiting for them to respond, I've already logged into my account. I've gone to support. I've gone to compliance, and I send a very quick short message that says, can you please tell me if Jill Smith's account can be released? Email is blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Have a great day. I always tell them thanks, have a great day, or something nice, because I want, there's probably some people that send ugly messages, and I at least want to be a little beacon of encouragement and show appreciation. And I will tell you that I've learned to do this through compliance. I get responses and they're always released, because I've never had them not release one because everybody's been inactive. When I've gone through support, I've had a couple of tickets where I got a runaround answer and I don't have time to run around. So I just go to compliance.
So you go to compliance as an email or in support?
In the cloud office.
In the cloud office. And so is that in support, and that's where you click compliance? Because where you have the drop down menus?
No, there's like two. You can do send a support ticket or send a compliance ticket.
Okay.
I do the compliance ticket.
Okay. Awesome. Make note of that, y'all. She sends it via compliance, because it also helps us to make sure that if the person has ordered in the past and they just didn't remember it 10 years ago, then we can say, and what would you say to that person?
So when customer support, when compliance releases it, and in the meantime, the person has told me yes, no, whatever. If they say, oh yeah, I did, or oh no, I didn't, my answer's still the same. Well, no worries. I've already sent in a support ticket. They usually will release these as long as your account is inactive. And so then once it's released, I go ahead and set up the account and then send them, hey, here's your link. Here's how you log in. Click on blah, blah, blah. Let me know that you're able to log into your account.
Exactly. And at this point of the game, you're going to be running into people that it may say their account is in, or that email is in use. Don't let that scare you. Send the compliance ticket and ask for that email to be released. If for some reason they had ordered and they are still active, support will let you know that. Compliance will let you know that as well. Okay. Now, what is something Thrive related that you put on your social media every single day, and where do you put it?
I put something about my capsules every day. I am not always in the picture because, I'll just be honest, it's first thing in the morning. So I do a lot of, I'll do if it's a little where I'm speaking in the story, the product's on the other side of the camera, not my face. And I'll say something, or I'll do a boomerang, or I'll just do a picture. And I use the, where you put your link, and I'll put, get your energy here, jumper cables here, weight loss starts here, fat burning. So I'll usually put something like that on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I will tell you, my capsules are my most consistent. I probably do something with my lifestyle mix 3 to 4 days a week. Prior to using Elite, when my patch was on my arm, not my backside, I would show my patch a lot, but that's kind of hard doing this on your butt.
Which Thrive Elite, they do recommend you put it on your belly or your booty. They want a large, that's not
high blood supply.
There we go. They want a high blood supply. Yes, there we go. Because honey, I got the large booty. Now, one of the things Rhonda mentioned is that in her story, she puts her link. And if you are kind of trying to figure out, you're like, what in the world do you do? There is a button that you can click on there. It says link, and then you put in your Thrive link, and then there's a secondary place where you can put some different wording, and that's what's going to pop up onto your on your Instagram story. Facebook does not have a link, but I just go ahead and shoot it right across, and then people will, they'll send me a message and say, hey, I want to know what this link goes to. I have my links saved because you have yours with your thrivingking.com. You've got your Lavelle123.com. You've got your Ronda Glanzer thrivesample.com. And so there's different links that you can use for different things. And if you're wanting them to use this to, ask for a sample, that's when you can do your sample link, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
And then with all the Thrive Elite stuff that's going on, I'm sure you're putting your thrivingking.com link in there. So there's different links that you can put in there for different reasons. Okay, so you've got the person who's asking you about it. You've gotten their email, you've gotten their phone number, you've set up their account, and now they want a sample pack. Now what?
I've got a couple things I do with that. I'll just be honest, I almost always have a special because I have credits or a coupon code or something, or the company has something. So usually what I'll say is, and right now I'm on a kick where my samples have been free. Can you charge for them? Absolutely. I know, like I've heard with the Thrive Elite, they're charging $25 for 3 days. I'm probably going to be trying that shortly, seeing as I just ordered an $800 pack. But, for my Thrive Classic, I'm doing those samples, free right now. And I'll be like, well, great. I can get you the 3-day sample. You may or may not feel anything, but you will definitely experience how simple the routine is. Mm-hmm. Some people feel something in the first 3 days, some don't. For a lot of people, day 10 is magical. You can't get to day 10 on a 3-day sample. But if you'd be interested in trying it for a little bit longer, I also there is a deadline, because otherwise people, they hem-haw, and I don't have time for hem-haw. Through Saturday, if you order 1 month of the Thrive Classic or Thrive Elite, I have a $20 coupon code, or I'll do 10% off, or whatever it is. Would you be interested in trying it for a full month, or would you still like to start with the sample? They go both ways.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed that you said you give them that option before they take a sample. I like that. So they either have the option of doing the 3-day sample, or since the majority of folks don't feel anything until day 10 and so forth, you've got the option of 2 different ways to begin XYZ.
I'm going to back up and just interject one thing here. Somewhere along the line, while I've already had this conversation, I have asked them, what are your health goals? Do you need energy, weight loss, gut support, calming of aches and discomforts, mood support, mental focus and clarity, better sleep, or just looking to be healthier? I also like to know what their goals are, because for some of those things, it's really easy to say, your gut is going to take a little bit to heal. So it would be really good to do the month. When you know their goal, sometimes you can tweak what you're saying. And, I have the advantage. I've been here a while. So there's certain things that you learn and, you hear along the way, and you take verbiage that's wonderful, and you use it and share it appropriately. But sometimes when they tell you, man, I really want to lose some weight. Well, the 30-day supply will just give you a lot better chance to see. And I always tell people, no, realistically with Thrive Elite, you need to give it a minimum of 60 days, because we didn't get to where we were overnight. And, but I will always offer but would you like to go ahead and start with a 30-day supply? My dog's leaning up on me against the chair. He says he needs me to rub him.
I like that, but would you like to start with a 30-day supply? There was something you were just saying. Oh, okay, I know. So let's say the person has requested, okay, I just want to do the 3-day sample, or they have decided to go ahead and bite the bullet and do the whole month, what have you. At what point do you put them in a 3-way chat group? Do you do it before they've had the sample, before they've ever ordered, after they get their sample? When do you put them in a 3-way chat group?
So I'll use this as an example, because while I was in Miami, I did a post about I needed some free customer accounts. And so I got a bunch of samples. And so these were a little bit different because I had a specific post about doing, if they shared their email, they could have a 3-day sample. I didn't try to upsell them instantly. But with those people, I got their sample on order. And then this week, before the sample got there, I put them all in chats with Susan with the, hey, so-and-so is expecting a sample, can you share can you share your story? And, I did a quick little introduction, and then so-and-so is about to get their sample. It's supposed to arrive on Friday. Could you share your story and tell them what to expect with the sample? And then Susan jumped in, shared her story, gave them a little, you might not feel anything, but you'll definitely see the simplicity. So there with samples, I want the chat before they ever have the product. With potential customers and customers, I'm going to say it's about 50-50, one way or the other with how I do it. I'm trying to get more people in chat sooner, but sometimes some stuff happens and man, I've got an order. And then I'm going to put them in a chat and say, hey, this is my Jill. She just ordered her first month of Thrive. She's a tired mama. And, Susan, can you share your story and tell her what to expect when she gets the products? So they're going to get a 3-way chat before that product is in their hands.
Bingo. And putting that expectation in there, so-and-so, can you tell them what to expect, especially if it's a 3-day sample? Because a lot of times people think they're going to look like a Victoria's Secret model after 3 days. And we know that it's not going to happen that way, and it's not going to happen that fast. Now, there are some people who are day 1 thrivers. There are some people who are day 2 or day 3 thrivers. I was a day 1 thriver. I know Yola was a day 2 thriver, that kind of a thing. But then there are people who can be on it for 13 days and longer and still not necessarily have that aha moment. It may be subtle. And so that's where the other person setting up those expectations is really helpful. You've got that third-party validation. You can set up the expectations, but that's going to go in one ear and out the other. That's when you really and truly need that extra person. I will attest, you can use your upline, but you can also use someone who's a sideline that is going to speak to who that person is. When Rhonda has someone who's a teacher, guess who she puts in an upline chat? She messages me, not for every single one, because it just depends on the person. I have yet to have a veterinarian, but that's
but I'm here when you do.
But she does when I do. But I also know that Rhonda's a barrel racer. Okay, well, so she's got other interests and other things that she's interested in. So if I know somebody who's a barrel racer, which, yeah, believe me, I do know, working on getting some of those people to thrive in. And Rhonda's going to be the person that I put them in the chat group with. Typically I use Tammy. Some of y'all use me. But Tammy's not going to know about barrel racing. I got to put my person with Rhonda. She's the one who's going to understand barrel racing. And so that's where it comes down to that piece of it. And then, you don't have to have a crap ton of money. Okay. You can take a week or two, save some of your commissions to have credits. If you've got your 2 orders, your 2 customer orders on auto ship every single month, then you're getting the average of those orders in credits. Right now, there's a promo that's going on where if you're purchasing a promoter pack, you're getting promo codes that you can use for your customers or their people that are interested. So this is like a ripple effect. It's not just what you see here. It's going to go beyond that. So there was one other thing I wanted you to tackle.
I'm going to throw this in while you're looking it up. I'm going to encourage each of you, and I got this from a different training I was on from a millionaire leader. But if you can buy the $800 pack, buy the $800 pack. It's $400 worth of promo codes. That is to grow your business. That doesn't, you get a couple of free products with that. You get free shipping, but those promo codes are huge. That particular leader, and I commented on, selling elite samples. They talked about selling 3-day samples at $25 each. And literally, if you would take your product and sell it all, you would make money just on that. And that doesn't count all the rest of the stuff that you got. So don't think you have to buy that pack and let it set, and if you say, okay, I just can't do the $800 pack. Can you do the $400 pack? Can you do the $200 pack? Right now, I can tell you that on Sunday, Monday morning, I was sitting at just about 31,000. I'm sitting at 36,000 right now. And I'm hitting 4K before the 30 or 28, whatever the last day of this month is.
Right.
And I will tell you, if you are semi close to a goal, and when I say semi close, you could be $2,000 to $4,000 away. You start selling packs, you hit your rank advancement. Get the bonus now.
Exactly, because there are so many people on this team that have not hit 4K yet, that this could be like a complete game changer. Selling those sample packs and getting those accounts made. And that is the key thing, getting those accounts made. And there's a girl that did a sample pack with me 2 weeks ago, and it just dawned on me today, I don't have her email address. So you can bet your sweet Bippy, I know, and I'm the one who knows better, but you can bet your sweet Bippy, as Lindsay would say, I'm going to be on the horn before I go to bed tonight. Hey, so-and-so, I want to make sure that I get you some information, XYZ, as you're making your decision.
Drop me your email address.
What is your email address? So I can set up some, your customer access link or whatever. This could go on, and I think this may be another topic for another Zoom that we do together, but which talking about promoters. But once you get these customers, how do you retain them from month to month? We know sometimes people will tend to fall off just because of what have you, but what is it that you do on the back end to help retain and keep those customers?
I will tell you, this is something that I think I do really well. I'm not going to say I've always done it well, but I feel that I am doing it very well. First and foremost, I'm checking in on them when they get and start their experience. Did you take your products? How's it going? I'm troubleshooting. I'm trying to make sure they're having a good experience, because if they're not having a good experience, y'all, they're not going to reorder. So first and foremost, customer service. Second, nobody's auto ship processes without a message from me. And honestly, I'm a person who does it about 5 days in advance, because that way, if I'm busy or if they're busy, I've sent the message early. But I also know that if they didn't reply in a couple of days, I'm going to message them again, because I'm not going to let that auto ship process without them knowing. Most of the time I do mine in Messenger. I literally will go take a screenshot of what their auto ship is, send them the picture, say, hey, Sally, your auto ship's set to go on the 5th. Let me know if this looks good, or did you want to try a different shape, flavor of shakes this month? Let me know if this is good. I need to make any changes by the 4th. If it's somebody who's managing their own account, it's you need to make changes by the 4th. Thank you cards are huge. Send them a thank you card. I'd love to tell you I would do it every month, but I'm lying if I would tell you that. But send a handwritten thank you card. And maybe you have some DFT patches. You could throw in a couple of different DFTs. I'm not saying throw in a whole bunch of stuff, but throw in something. I'll sometimes send an activate. I've done recharge. I've done the collagen pink pro, things that you can slip in an envelope. And most of the time the post office won't charge you a stupid price. Because sometimes if you put too much in there, you have to pay a package, and that's
You have to buy the stamps that have the butterflies, because they're, I think, 88-cent stamps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For some of those things. One thing you can put in there is a blast.
Oh
I love
yeah.
because blast will fit. And if you get these packages of note cards from the Dollar Tree, which now it's $1.25 tree. But if you get these you can get these packages of note cards from the Dollar Tree, and there's 8 in a package for $1.25.
So like, I don't remember when it was, but several months ago, I literally went to like 2 or 3 dollar stores or Dollar Trees or whichever, and literally they had none of those. And I was not paying $1 per card. And so I went on Amazon and I think I got like 100 cards for like, I don't know, 10, $15. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? I still have a whole bunch of them, so I can keep sending thank yous. But thank
Yes.
yous is one of the things. In December, I did a little special where anybody who had an auto ship, when I reminded and they said yes, I said, hey, just to let you know, I sent some credits. Thank you for being a loyal customer. Now, I am going to start to try to do that every 2 to 3 months and maybe kind of rotate where I'm not doing it for everybody. It might just be $10 to $15 credits.
Mm-hmm.
The talk I listened to earlier this week, that person did 25. But I'll tell you what, you send somebody $10 credits and they're not expecting it, they're going to be grateful. But those are some of the things. The other thing is trying to get them thriving for free. Sometimes you can get them to get you people, sometimes you can't. If you have people who they're never going to be a promoter, they really just want to be a customer, they really just want to use the product, it doesn't matter if I have 2 customers or 10 customers, only 2 count for the free product. So I
Mm-hmm.
have a couple from my church. It's we call them my Texas brother and sister. They are both thriving. She's under him. I have put somebody under him. I put a couple people under her. They both have credits. And it was so funny because we went out to eat pizza on Tuesday night. And literally, Justin, they don't touch their account, y'all. I am their account manager. They love me. And Justin goes, who's under me? How do we have all these credits? Because literally, other than the first month when they bought it, and I can tell you when they ordered, because it was when I was on my missions trip. Literally, I got 2 orders from people in the group. He was one of them. They've been thriving for free because I helped them.
That's
Now,
awesome.
I will say this. Sometimes somebody hits the promoter button. What that means is those customers go with that person who you put them under. So you have to be careful. I don't put 20,000 customers under one person, because if they want to be a promoter, I'm never going to stop them. But I don't want to lose my level 1 customers, my personal customers, because
Right.
when they go under somebody else, you can no longer see they don't show up in your auto ship report, and that would affect my customer service.
Right, exactly. That is true. We used to could see who it was a long time ago, but not anymore. Well, you have tackled some really great topics that I know a lot of times people will have questions about. I have, we get our capsules and our stories every single day, and the mix maybe 3 times a week, that kind of a thing. If you're doing reels, that's where you can put in your reel and your video of you doing your mix and what have you. As of this week, I have finally figured out the way that Thrive Elite works best for me. It has been a slow process because y'all know I'm a chocoholic, and right now it comes in vanilla. But it is, I finally have turned a corner, and it's only been a few days. It's only been a few days, but y'all, I truly can feel a difference. Pop in here later on, y'all. Watch this video. Rhonda has some great information. If you are kind of like, okay, well, I want to see some of the stuff that she does, you can go follow her. We don't bombard and add friends of thrivers and stuff, so that we don't, clutter up everybody's friends list and so forth. But you can always go follow Rhonda, kind of take a peek in her stories and in her posts and so forth. She is definitely an inspiration to me, and helps me just kind of get past that block, that mindset block sometimes whenever I have that going on. And Rhonda, I just thank you so much for taking time out of your busy, busy day. She's obviously been at work today. You can tell by her scrubs, and she's getting ready for a barrel race weekend and getting everything ready for that. So we just really appreciate you coming on here. And once I get this uploaded to YouTube, I'll share it with you so that you can put it in your team page as well.
Awesome.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you
Thank you
so
so much
much
for having me.
You're
All right.
welcome. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.